Welcome back here to the live coverage at YCS Lille, and I am joined by fellow German commentator, colleague actually, Philipp. And Philipp is going to talk about a deck with me here that has been released a while ago, but has gotten some really fresh and new support in the newest main set, which is basically just legal since this weekend. Which deck is that, Philipp?
Exactly, it's the Solfachord strategy. Very, very new support, very powerful support, honestly.
Indeed.
And yeah, I'm very happy to talk about what it can do.
Sounds about right. And I mean, those Solfachards, as I said, have been released a while ago. Never have really seen too much main attention.
Not
Never
really, no.
In the meta game we didn't see them too much, and therefore we're going to break down even the old cards a little and then go through them step by step, also showing you the new cards so you get more of a clue of what the Solfachord strategy is all about. So let's go to the top shot and let's see what we have here in stock. You're the man with the cards, so you are going to explain most of it here. So how are we starting off here?
Exactly. So first of all, there's a lot of Solfachord cards, and luckily we don't need to learn all of them because just like a very small chunk of them is very important. It's always in Yu-Gi-Oh! With the archetypes, and like one of the older cards, which is Solfachord Gracia, is like the very, very key piece of the new combos, you gotta say.
Fair.
Because this card, on summon, it's like a very simple effect, but on summon, it can just search any Solfachord spell or trap card.
Always good, always good.
And yeah, there aren't very many good, but there's one very, very good, which we will talk about later.
Oh, the brand new one, right?
The brand new one, that's very, very good. But I don't want to take too much.
Fair. Okay, that's an easy effect. Only thing though, it's a level 5, so is there, I mean, it's a pendulum deck. Do we pendulum summon it out, or what's the main way to get it?
We do pendulum summon it out if we need to. There's also one other card, which we'll also talk about later, which gets it from our hand.
Cool.
But most importantly, it's a level 5 monster. And as you might know, there's another very, very good strategy that's synergized with level 5
I can see where that goes.
And that's the K9 cards. And especially like a card like K9 Jokul can easily get this one out of the hand. And then all of a sudden, you can just start by searching one fin, go into your K9 stuff, and then full combo with your Solfachord cards.
Easy. All right. So this one quite easy and easy to understand as well. So let's go with the next one then.
Exactly. Another art card, like those Solfachord Kutia, very, very similar effect. On summon, adds a monster from our deck to your hand, a Solfachord monster. That's like mainly the most important effect. They all have like some very cheeky effects. Like you need to know like the very, very gimmick of the Solfachord deck is that they work very different to other pendulum strategies because they work with odd and even scales.
Oh, true. That was what it's all about.
Exactly. And you already see here there's 2 even scales.
Yeah.
It's sometimes a bit hard to get odd scales because like the even scales are very much better.
Fair.
In some cases, but in this case, just on summon, you get it like it has an attack modifier which doesn't come up very often, but of course.
But it's just another consistency card, another searcher, so that seems pretty alright.
Just get another ad in your combo to like generate more card advantage.
Yeah, fair. Okay, what else do we got?
The other old card is Solfachord Allegiance.
Okay.
And Solfachord Allegiance is a very, very interesting card because it doesn't really combo on its own, but it can provide scale setup because it has like one effect, which is you can just put any Solfachord Pendulum Monster from a deck into your Pendulum Zone.
That's very good.
Or if you send one Solfachord Pendulum Monster from your hand onto your extra deck, you can set up 2 scales.
Oh, immediate setup for scales is huge. And you get something into the extra deck too, so you can also pendulum summon it out. That's massive,
like in this case, if you have like Gracia with Allegiance, you can just put the Gracia onto your extra deck, set up scales, and pendulum summon it as an example. And so get into your combo anyways.
Nice. That's a good one. I like that.
It has another third effect, which is you can like put both your scales into the extra deck to draw 2 cards.
Also not bad.
Yeah, it doesn't come up very often.
Okay.
Because you need scale setup and then want to put away your scales. That doesn't come up very often, but it's very nice.
It's probably just one effect, or like one of the effects per turn, right? So you have to decide.
In this case, you can only use one of these effects, and mainly it's the setup 2 scales.
Yeah, that makes sense. That is very, very good. You just need to set up.
And then there's one other one in the extra deck, which is very important, which is Grand Solfachord Kulia.
Yes.
First of all, to mention, it's a Grand Solfachord, which is important for 1 or 2 because, like, they call Do or Soul, they are not that important, but the Grand Solfachord is actually important for 1 or 2 cards, which synergize with them. This card itself is just like an Omni Negate on the field, but to negate, you need to special summon an odd scale from a Pendulum Zone into its Link Zone. So you need odd scale setup to negate a card.
That's where the odd and even thing comes in. So you want to end on an odd scale is what you're saying, because you also, like, if you end on this, you want to have an odd scale to it so you actually can negate something with it. Cool.
Exactly.
I like that.
So it's not like that easy to negate stuff because sometimes you also like as I said, if you want to like sometimes get your scales out of there, then you don't have a scale, and all of a sudden it's just a vanilla on the board.
Fair.
And yet also has like a small attack gain, which is
cool.
not that relevant, but they come up.
Okay, those are the older cards essentially. So
Exactly. There are one or two like more niche ones which you could play, you don't need to play. Like as an example, Alitea is like a spell trap pop.
Oh, also not
which
too bad.
sometimes comes up, but these are the main ones which you, like, I would say need in every Solfachord combo.
Okay, but now, of course, why this deck is becoming more relevant again, because of the new cards just freshly released in Doom of Dimensions. So what do we have there? Go ahead.
So first of all, Solfachord Primoa.
Okay.
And this card is loaded with good effects.
All right, tell me all about it then.
First of all, it's a 0 scale. So all of a sudden you can get your like level 1s out of the extra deck, as an example. Like we saw like the Q tier here. It's a level 1.
Yes.
Level 1s, back in the days, not easy to pendulum summon out. In this case, easier all of a sudden. And it has like a very, very interesting effect in the pendulum zone, because if you pendulum summon a Solfachord monster, you can bounce one card in your pendulum zone back to your hand.
Okay.
So this way, it seems very, very unnecessary, but in fact, this way you can get like, even after pendulum summoning, you can like adjust your pendulum scales into
so
odd
you get
and
the odds
even.
again. Okay, yeah, I see.
Exactly. This like this can come up. It also has like another thing which I might show later, where you really want to get some cards into your pendulum zone, because there they get like stronger.
Okay, fair.
And yeah, and the other ones are, if you have an odd and an even scale, you're
Easy for this deck.
Exactly. And this monster is on the field, your Solfachord card's effect cannot be negated.
Oh.
So all of a sudden, like if someone tries to ash your stuff, it just still resolves.
Oh, this is also the factor for the unknown deck, right? Because your opponent may, we all know, we all have seen it before here in Europe, the Rika effect, you could call it. Your opponent not exactly knowing what your cards do. So when this card is around, then you have to be aware of the fact that you could run into that effect, that it is protecting your effects to go through.
The thing though is it's often not that easy to like get your odd and even scale early on. So you maybe want to like use Solfachord effects before setting up scales, and then all of a sudden, it's getting very tough.
I see.
But still it can come up, of course. And on the other hand, when this card is summoned, normal or special summoned, add a Solfachord card from it to your hand.
Oh, right. So it's doing all of that, and also on top of that, already more than the already existing Solfachord cards.
And it even has another effect, which is, if this card is on the field and you link summon a Solfachord monster, so the Grand Solfachord Coolia as an example, you can add any Solfachord card from a deck, from a grave or extra deck back to your hand.
Wow. So it's generating advantage on its summon, and then when it's linked off again. That's crazy.
Not when it's linked off.
Oh, because it goes into the extra deck.
No, it needs to be on the field, but it checks like if you summon the monster, and in that case it adds it back.
Oh, okay. That's a funny interaction. Okay, nice. I like that.
So this is very, very interesting with the deck, that this card generates so much advantage.
It does.
And a card we really want to add back is the Solfachord Happiness.
Oh, the new spell
which is the new spell. And it has 3 effects, and very important to notice, you can use each effect of this card once per turn.
Oh, okay. So you are cycling through this and use it 3 times per turn. Does it happen that you just use the card 3 times per turn?
Often 2 times. It can come up 3 times if you have it already in hand, as an example.
Nice.
The effects, they're all very powerful. First one, for effect, you discard a card, then you add 2 Solfachord monsters from your deck to your hand. They need to have different scales though, so you cannot add the same one twice. And then you can special summon Solfachord monsters from your hand up to the number of monsters your opponent controls +1. So if your opponent has 0 monsters...
It's also crazy though.
Yeah, so go first. You already can special summon a monster.
Yeah.
If your opponent has just 1 monster on the field, let it be like any monster, then you can just like add 2 and special summon both of them immediately.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Wow. And that's only the first effect.
That's the first effect. The second effect is you can do a second pendulum summon.
Okay. So on activation of the card, you can just say, okay, I'm pendulum summoning now, basically.
Not that way. You just get the second pendulum summon.
Okay.
It doesn't happen immediately.
It is for the turn.
You get it. Yeah.
Nice,
you can only gain this effect once, which doesn't really matter in this deck. But if you have like any other card that gives you a second pendulum summon, they don't stack. You cannot do 3 pendulum summons.
That's very unique, though. I don't think any other card has ever done that.
Actually,
right?
DDD has it.
Oh, true. Another deck that just got supported in Doom of Dimensions.
Exactly. So get your second pendulum summon. It's like, I would say the effect you'll use the least, actually.
Okay, that sounds absurd to me, because that sounds like a really good effect.
But it does come up. It does come up, definitely. And the third effect is actually also very interesting. You just special summon your pendulum zones onto your field. So you have 2 monsters in your pendulum zone. As example, let it be like a card like Gracia and Primora. you activate Happiness, and you just be like, okay, I special summon my
All right,
zones.
2 monsters, let's go, yeah.
Yeah, so you can use all of them. You can recycle it with Primora, actually. So you get the effect twice very easily.
Nice.
3 times you would need to draw a copy most of the time,
Fair.
but it can happen.
Cool, cool. That's nice. I love that. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's, I think, one more
Yeah,
remaining
there
or
is
two
one
more?
There's one
okay.
more, which is Solfachord Solfagia.
Okay.
And this is also a very, very packed card. It's often considered as the brick, quote-unquote, of the deck. But it's not really a brick, you'll see. So first of all, very important, you might have seen it already or didn't realize it maybe. This is the only odd scale that's really good you want to play.
Ooh.
Because
did you just not have any other odd scales there so far? Oh, it's all evens.
these are all even. The deck has odd scales, but they are not that good, honestly. But this card is very good. It will make up for it. It will make up for it.
I see.
It doesn't come on its own, but it's a very, very good piece. So first of all, in the Pendulum Zone, if you control a Grand Solfachord monster and your opponent activates a monster effect on the field, you can just negate it on resolve.
Oh.
And then destroy this card.
Wait, hold on. So you get, like, when you summon the Grand Solfachord from your extra deck,
Exactly.
it has a negate through its own effect because you are going to have an even scale there as well.
An odd scale. You need an odd scale.
Oh, yeah, even and odd. Or you only need odd?
You need only odd for it.
Oh, you need only odd for it. Okay,
So
but that's, okay, so when you have this, it gives you 2 negates, in fact.
Yeah, not really is the problem, because this one does destroy itself.
But if you go with this one first?
Then it summons it, and then you miss the scale.
Yeah, I see.
But you can sometimes with, like as I said, with the bounce of Primora, sometimes you can set up a double Solfagia.
Oh, cool.
And in that case, you get both of the negates out.
That's very funny.
It's only on a field, though. Keep that in mind. It doesn't negate like Nibiru or so.
Okay.
It's only on a field, but it's like a Rise Across as effect where you negate on resolve. You don't need to chain the card.
Nice, nice. That's very cool.
Exactly. The other effect in hand is also very, very good, because you can just special summon it from your hand when you control only Solfachards or no monsters.
Okay.
So in this case, you just activate it.
So that sounds like Mementotal and Tatsunouchi Chogo, pretty much, just for Solfachards. Okay.
And it has also a third effect.
Okay.
In this case, you can special summon a monster, a Solfachord monster from your hand, or if you tribute it on activation, you can special summon a Solfachord monster also from your grave or extra deck.
Okay.
So this way, you can just like try to loop your level 5s to get into more rank 5 plays with the K9 cards as an example.
Yeah, for example.
You can sometimes you want to like recycle also stuff like Primoa in like turn 3 so that you get to your happiness again.
Fair.
So you can just like continue comboing. And this card, like as I said, is quote unquote a brick, but it's not really.
It doesn't really sound like that. That's true.
It just doesn't do a lot on its own.
Yeah.
You need some setup with it. It's very important for your combos. Sometimes to like have it just as an extra body. You get your Gracia out of your hand to be able to search the happiness.
Yeah.
This way around, yeah.
But I mean, as it has usually been with Pendulum decks, and of course this is also another Pendulum deck, it is very much a combo-orientated deck, right?
Exactly.
You're trying to combo big, and you said it is working really well with the K9 cards, for example. Yeah. That is something. Is there a different approach to the deck as well? Can you play pure Solfachord? Surely you can, right?
You can theoretically. The problem though is it does miss a bit of power it has, because like as an example, like in the OCG you have like the Heavy Metal Force Electromite,
which
the deck does miss, which we don't have. But we have another card which also comes up in the combos quite frequently, I gotta say, which is Beyond the Pendulum.
Oh yeah, that's basically the little brother of Electromite, right?
it's hard to compare though. So you'll often use this card just to like get your other Solfachord cards into the hand. Like as an example, you really need a lot of Gracias to be able to do enough rank 5 plays. And so this way you just get a level 5 from your deck easily, and then afterwards you Pendulum Summon, and then the lock doesn't apply anymore because Beyond the Pendulum actually has a lock. It's very interesting going second, because what many people also forget is Beyond the Pendulum is a board breaker, in fact, because if 2 monsters with different levels are special summoned in its zones, you can destroy 2 cards your opponent controls.
That's pretty neat, actually. Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, but overall, I really like the deck. I think it's something new again. That's something that's brought more back into the main attention, with it now getting such good support in Duelist of Dimensions. And I'm hyped to see whether we are going to have Solfachord possibly even in the feature match area here this weekend at YCS Lille. Would be cool to see. Philip, thank you so much for explaining those Solfachord cards for us. And we will be going back to more live coverage now from the main event of YCS Lille. So stay tuned. That is coming very, very soon.